So today, we're going to dive into a pretty detailed blueprint for a completely new kind of social media. This thing is designed from the ground up for a generation that's basically lived their entire lives online. And it gets at this huge question. Can we actually build a better, fairer, more authentic internet?
Okay, so the whole idea really boils down to this. Young people today just see the internet differently. They've grown up, a bit skeptical of the old way of doing things, and they're flat out demanding more from their online world. We're talking about real transparency, genuine community, and the ability to actually own their digital lives.
And this really sets up the main event. On one side, you've got the social media giants we all know. They're centralized, kind of sneaky about how they work, and built to sell our data. On the other side, you have this promise of Web3 and blockchain, a system built on transparency, user ownership, and community control. Now, the idea is incredibly powerful, but let's be honest, so far the execution has been pretty rocky.
All right, so this whole blueprint is built on 5 key pillars. First, understanding the generational problem. Second, creating an entry point that doesn't give you a headache. Third, building an economy that's actually fair. Fourth, putting you, the user, in charge. And finally, looking at what's next on the digital horizon. Let's jump in. So, first things first, you gotta ask, right? Why would a generation that grew up on these super slick, easy-to-use apps even look at something as complicated as blockchain? Well, it turns out their core values might just be a perfect match for what this technology can do.
This is where it all just snaps into place. You can literally draw a straight line from a Gen Z trait to a specific blockchain feature. They demand authenticity? Boom. The blockchain gives you total on-chain transparency. They're all creators, right? Well, tokenomics, yeah, it's a jargony word, but it just means designing an economy with digital tokens, lets them build wealth directly. They're super practical about money, so plugging in DeFi, or decentralized finance, gives them new ways to earn and save that aren't tied to old school banks. And they want real ownership, which is exactly what NFTs provide. This alignment is the entire foundation for why this whole thing could actually work.
Okay, so if the philosophy is such a perfect match, why hasn't a blockchain social app taken over the world yet? The answer is simple, and frankly pretty brutal. The user experience has been a total nightmare.
And this number, wow, this is the reality check. After just 1 month, almost 98% of users have bailed on a new app. We have zero patience for apps that are hard to use. Think about it. If it's not smooth, it's gone. And right now, most crypto apps are pretty much the definition of friction.
I mean, just look at this ordeal. Before you even get to see what the app does, you're supposed to download a whole separate wallet, write down some secret phrase you can never ever lose, go buy crypto on some exchange, transfer it, and then figure out what the heck gas fees are. Come on, it's not an invitation, it's a final exam. No wonder people just give up and close the tab.
So the key here isn't just, let's make this a little bit easier. The real game changer is to make all that complicated stuff completely invisible. Like, poof, gone.
And this is the solution. It's so simple. It's brilliant. Make it feel exactly like TikTok or Instagram on day one. Let people sign in with Google, start scrolling, and get the fun part instantly. All that crypto stuff, the wallet, the tokens, it all just happens in the background, totally silent. The powerful features are there, but they're an upgrade you choose to explore later, not a wall you have to climb over at the very start.
So, once people are in the door, how do you get them to stay? Well, you do it by giving them something the old guard just can't. A real, actual stake in an economy where your ideas and your creativity can actually pay the bills.
And the engine driving this whole new economy is this idea called proof of brain. It's a really cool concept. Basically, instead of your amazing posts and your great taste just helping some platforms sell more ads, they generate real value for you. We're talking about tokens that are like having shares of stock in the platform itself.
I mean, just look at the two side by side. The old way, secret algorithms hide your stuff just so they can push more ads. This new model, what people are calling SocialFi, is all about clear rules. You earn directly from people who love your work, and you get to watch your own assets grow right there inside the app's ecosystem. And yeah, when we say NFTs, please don't think about those crazy expensive digital paintings. That's not what this is about. Here, think of NFTs as keys. An NFT could be your ticket into a private group chat, or exclusive behind-the-scenes content, or access to a virtual event. It's all about what it unlocks for you. It's utility, not just a collectible.
Okay, so you've got an app that's easy to use and an economy that's fair. The next piece of the puzzle is trust. And how do you build real trust? You do it by giving the community the keys to the car, letting them have a real say in the rules and where the whole thing is headed.
And this right here, this is such a powerful stat. For so many people, their digital avatar isn't just a cartoon. It's how they feel safe enough to be their true selves. And what's a huge part of feeling safe online? Knowing you have some say in the rules of the world you're in.
And that's where this thing called a DAO comes in. I know, it sounds super technical. Decentralized Autonomous Organization. But forget the name. Just think of it like this. It's a club run by its members, not by some corporate office in Silicon Valley. The rules are baked into the code, and if you have a stake, you get a vote. It completely flips the power dynamic on its head.
And we're not talking about voting on small stuff like the color of a button. The community could literally vote on what new features get built next or how the platform's treasury money gets spent. But get this, they could even vote to make public like counts totally optional, directly tackling a huge source of anxiety for so many users. That is real power to build a healthier space for everyone.
All right, last piece of the puzzle. How does a platform like this stay ahead of the curve? I mean, we're talking about Gen Alpha, the kids who are basically born into the metaverse, and, of course, the elephant in the room, AI.
So the plan isn't to just flip a switch and boom, you're in some giant, confusing metaverse. Now, it's a smart, gradual rollout. It starts familiar with a 2D feed, and then it builds from there. But the key idea, the really big idea here, isn't about one company owning the metaverse. It's about giving us, the users, the tools to build thousands of our own little interconnected worlds, these microverses that we own and control.
But with AI getting so good, it can create, well, anything. A huge new problem pops up. How do we know what's real anymore? Who do you trust when anything can be faked? This is where blockchain, kind of unexpectedly, comes back in as a potential solution.
Just imagine this for a second. What if every single thing in your feed had a label on it that couldn't be faked? Human-created, AI-assisted, or fully AI-generated. With that one simple tool, the power is back in your hands. You get to decide what you see. If you only want to see stuff made by humans today, you just flip a switch. It's a whole new way to think about trust online.
So that's the blueprint. And you have to admit, it's pretty compelling. It directly tackles all the things that drive us crazy about the internet today. The theory, it's beautiful. But the real question, the billion-dollar question, is can this vision finally cross that gap from a great idea on paper to a product that we all actually want to use every single day? Or are we just destined to get more of the same?